Yisro, Parsha Yisro, Perek Yud Tes, chapter 19, Pasuk Aleph, or Pasuk Aleph, verse 1. B'chodesh hashlishi l'seis b'nei Israel me'eretz Mitzrayim b'yom hazeh ba'u midbar Sinai hayisu merfidim vayavo midbar Sinai vayachanu b'midbar vayachan sham Yisrael neged hahar. Amen. So, in Exodus, Shemot, chapter 19, verse 1, we see that it says, in the third month from the Exodus, the children of Israel from Egypt, Mitzrayim, on this day, they arrived at the wilderness of Sinai. They journeyed from Rephidim and arrived at the wilderness of Sinai and encamped in the wilderness, and Israel encamped there opposite the mountain. And what's interesting is it says Israel encamped there. Should be in plural, but in the Hebrew, this vayichan is in the singular, as if it was one person camped at the mountain, because all Israel is compared to as one nephesh, one soul. And here in the third month, which is the month of Sivan, what happens here? This is the Matan Torah. This is the giving of the Torah. This is where they receive the Torah, which is actually Shavuos. And what does Rashi say about the giving of the Torah? He says, Vayelech lo el artso, and he went to his land. Le gayer b'nei mishpachasto, to convert the members of his family. So, actually, this is talking about Yitro in the previously in verse 27. I was reading the wrong part, but anyway, Yitro, he was there with the giving of the Torah, but he went back to his land, not to separate from Israel, but to go and make converts. But anyway, the Matan Torah, getting to the Matan Torah, Rashi says, Bayom Hazeh, on this day, as it says in verse 1, that the children of Israel from Egypt, they left on this day, they arrived at the wilderness of Sinai. Rashi says, Berosh Chodesh, that is on the first of the month. It should not have written on this day, but on that day. Literally, Rashi says it shouldn't say Bayom Hazeh. It should actually be reading, but on that day, Bayom Hahu, because the Torah is relating the events that after they happened. Mahu Bayom Hazeh. What is meant by on this day? And he says, Hacharshim Alecha, that the words of the Torah should be new to you, as if it was given today, which is amazing. So when we come to Shavuos, Rashi says, it's like we're receiving the Torah all over again on this day. It should be new to you. So we should, as we count the Yomer, we have to do introspective, which I'm still working on. But when we come to the Torah, it should be as if we're brand new, as if we're receiving it for the first time. Just sharing. I know this is nothing major. Most of us know this, but it really speaks to me.